The Nazis, who came to power in Germany in January of 1933, believed that they were racially superior and that the Jews, political dissidents, Roma gypsies, homosexuals, and physically and mentally disabled Europeans were threats to the so-called German community. This led to the brutal murder of an estimated 11 million people between 1933 and 1945. How could human beings ever be capable of such horror? 18 students from Walter Payton College Prep have set out on a journey to try and answer this question by personally experiencing the living history of the Holocaust. Although from different backgrounds, they feel some connection to this human story. It is their mission to find a piece of themselves in this story and to share their experiences with other Chicago students. In order to figure out just how much Chicagoans know about the Holocaust, we set to the streets to ask why they think learning about the Holocaust is important. Here is what we found. Most people didn't really want to talk to us at all.
It's been hard because a lot of people don't want to stop.
Others had some interesting ideas.
Holocaust is ended at college. What comes to my mind when I hear about it? Dry land, hills.
Yet others gave us hope that what we are setting out to do has a deeper meaning for our community and for our world.
It's history, and I just want her, not that she has to know every bad thing, but it's history, and it was such a big event.
And do you think by learning it we can prevent something like this from ever happening again?
I would hope so.
Do you think it's important for students to study the Holocaust?
Oh, certainly. I'm actually not living here. I'm from Asia, from Singapore. And even in Singapore, we know a lot about it too. And when my kids visited the States, we went to the Holocaust Museum.
What impact did the Holocaust Museum have on you and your kids?
We were just horrified that so much atrocity could be committed on fellow human beings. It's unimaginable.
I was the only black person in my school. A lot of people in my school were Jewish, and they had parents and grandparents with the tattoos on them. Then I started to study it. It's just really a shame. And if we're not careful, it can always happen again. Always.
Our diverse group comes from all over the city and from all different ethnic and religious backgrounds. Yet we all understand that the Holocaust is a story of oppression that people of all backgrounds can relate to in some way.
By going on this trip, I can further my study in the Holocaust, and my family has no connection to the Holocaust whatsoever. And it's just for me, learning about the Holocaust really completes a part of history that I feel is necessary for generations to come to know about.
I am Hispanic and I'm Catholic, so learning about the Jewish culture and the Holocaust and all this, I think I will for sure take this with me in life as a really important experience. I think we grow up differently and we learn different environments. Like when I came to Walter Payton, culturally I wasn't exposed to any different race besides my own, so I think that's important.
I think it's going to benefit me because I will get a more rounded understanding of this. I have, I think, a pretty single-minded view of these events, and by actually visiting where it took place, seeing what really happened, and understanding in the most authentic way that is possible what happened, that I'll be able to take what textbooks could never give me.
The reason that it's important for me to go on this trip is because it's our generation's turn now to actually make a difference in the world. And I feel like the education, while it's somewhat there, the depth of learning about the Holocaust and genocide in general is not at the level that it should be, and since us as kids aren't educated about genocide and about the terror of humanity and what we can do to others, it's allowing for it to happen again.
I'd like to go on this trip because not only will I be traveling to these countries, but I will be able to experience the Holocaust in a way that can't really be achieved by just learning it through books, but to really feel and sense with the people who were in the camps and what they were going through during this time. And I think that the Holocaust is an important event to study, because I feel like some people don't really know what it is and don't really know the impact of it on us, on our lives today, which is why I'd like to go on this trip.
This Eastern Europe trip with focus on the Holocaust has such immense implications. Even if these students don't have descendants that were involved in the Holocaust, even if they don't practice the Jewish religion, there's still something, a kernel of some story in the Holocaust that can be applied to every single walk of life. It's a story of oppression, and it's everyone's story. And I myself found that it was a transformative experience for me as a young person. And it's a story of shared oppression, and also a story of reconstruction.
The reason I'm taking that I want to go on this trip is to enhance my knowing of other cultures, not just of my Mexican culture. I take a lot of pride in my own culture, and I want to share that with other cultures, such as the Jewish culture. And that's why I'd like to take this trip to explore more about the Holocaust and this great event that impacted so many lives.
When I heard about this trip, I jumped at the chance to go, because to be able to actually go to these places and see where all these stories that I heard about and all I learned about actually took place, I really wanted to be able to go and actually get a better grasp of it, because it's one thing reading about it in a textbook and then actually being able to go and see it firsthand.
I think it's especially important now that this is, the final generation of survivors are kind of dying off, and so there aren't, first-hand accounts. You have videos and stuff of them speaking, but a lot of them aren't going to be around for much longer, and so it's important that, I guess, we create a new generation of people who are aware of this, horrific genocide, and be able to make sure it never happens again.
I feel like I'll learn a lot about myself, as well as more than just a culture, but understand people more, why they behave the way they do, because once you see the background of something that happened so great, like over there in Germany of what happened, you feel more here. It's hard to explain, but it opens your eyes and opens your mind to a lot.
Growing up on the south side, I didn't know any Jewish people until actually I came to Walter Payton, and when I did meet these Jewish people, I became fascinated with their culture simply because I hadn't experienced it before. And the Holocaust is such an intricate part of their culture that it fascinated me to an extent. And I wanted to learn all that I could about it, and especially since I can learn about it from a first-hand basis, like traveling to these places, I jumped at the opportunity to go. Personally, I think it's important for people to learn about the Holocaust and other genocides of that nature, because it's cliche, but we can't let it happen again.
I think that's the really great thing about this trip, to be able to experience everything firsthand, and to really get to know what it was like for the people who went through that, and went through the concentration camps and such. And so I think I'm going to learn so much about the Holocaust, because I really don't know a ton about it, but I'm really interested in it, like I said. So I think it's going to be a great opportunity for me to learn about it, and then to educate other people around me about it who just don't know as much about it. Educate my peers and my siblings. So.
This is why we are setting out on this educational journey. Help us make the rest of our documentary so that we can spread the lessons for humanity to other Chicago students. Thank you for your support.